Welcome to the PharmaVOICE Editor's Take video series. Recorded live at the DIA 2014 annual meeting in San Diego. Hosted by Taryn Grome, editor of PharmaVOICE. In this episode, Taryn meets with Mark Weinstein, President and CEO, BioClinica.
Mark, welcome to the 50th anniversary of the DIA conference.
Thank you, Taryn. Thank you for inviting me.
Let's talk about the CRO market. There's been some intense mergers and acquisitions during this recent period. Is BioClinica an example of the general interest in this industry, or is there something different in this story?
You know, if you look at this industry, okay, there has been consolidation. There's probably needed to be consolidation. When you talk to pharmaceutical companies, they want to work with less vendors if possible. So there is a strategy of broadening and deepening your business such that you can be a stronger partner to the major pharma and the small biotech and medical device companies as well. So I do think that's a trend that's valuable, and I think we're participating in that.
Can you talk a bit about the merger with Core Lab Partners and Synarch? It's interesting that you merged with two major competitors in a very short period of time, putting together significant scientific resources specific to imaging. Where does this stand?
Well, the integration is complete, and as you know, as you mentioned, we've been through two pretty large integrations in the last 2 years. The good news is we have a great team of people. I will honestly say that we have had no client disruption from a project perspective. That's very, very strong. The message in both of our integrations has always been, whatever we do, we have to make sure the client's not affected. So with that combination, we are now probably 2x any of our competitors. If you talk about the four major therapeutic areas where imaging is used, we are a dominant player, by far number one. And that number one gives you, means not only breadth of services, but depth of services. Bringing in more scientific expertise, large logistics capabilities, which is very important to all of our clients.
How do the pieces you put together, eClinical, imaging, patient recruitment, and biomarker lab, add up for sponsors? And then we'll have a follow-on question and concentrating on the best in class for each, or is there something more?
Well, this is not a generalist market. You know that very well. This is something where people want the best of the best. So when we talk about whether it be our eClinical, our imaging, our patient recruitment, site management, they all have to be the best at what they do. But with that said, there are a lot of common factors across all of our business units, which is regulatory compliance. So by increasing the size, in the breadth of our umbrella, we basically can bring efficiencies from the shared service perspective when it comes to regulatory rigor and regulatory compliance, which hopefully will give us a competitive edge in the marketplace going forward. So the burning question is, what's next? We are always looking at potential acquisitions. Our two private equity owners, JLL and Water Street Healthcare Partners, are both very acquisitive, and they are interested in putting more things under the BioClinica banner. So I would just say stay tuned. Excellent.
Now that BioClinica is no longer a public company, it's a little harder to see how things are going. How's business?
Business is very good. Business is very good. I will tell you, we just did lender presentations recently for some financing, so the numbers are, basically we are about $220 million in revenue now, which is much different than where we were a few years ago, and profitable and growing very nicely.
Well,
so we're doing well.
Congratulations. I think those are great milestones and fantastic results. We talked a little bit about best-in-class services. Aside from those, why should a sponsor come to BioClinica?
If you look at the number one thing that pharma does, they try to de-risk a vendor, right? You have so much risk in your development compound, you do not want to take vendor risk. So I think by going back to, we've been around since 1990, we have 1,200 people now. The size we have, we're stable, we're financially secure, and I think that's a great starting point. And it's actually the price to play in this market, if you will. Then once you get in front of the client, then you have to sell your services.
Mark, thank you so much this year for joining us for our Editor's Take video program.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Taryn. I hope you're having a great show.
Additional Editor's Take videos, as well as podcasts, white papers, webinars, and more are available at www.pharmavoice.com.